What's going on, guys? Chris here. I want to bring you all a quick update of Bitcoin, and I have a few different things that I wanted to go through today with you. But what I'm going to do is start out with is locking in profits. And the book that I'm going to start reading from while people get in here, this is Rule of Freaking Markets by Michael Parnas. And what this talks about here is lock them in or lose them. The choice is yours. And what I want to do here was actually go back to my experience of 2017. And I got in early, and basically what happened, guys, I rode the entire thing up, and I was listening to some wrong people, and basically I rode it, halfway back down, and I was able to see big gains get basically cut in half. And I don't want that to happen to people. So what we're going to do today is look at this market realistically. Okay, so I'm going to give some time for people to get in here, and then we're going to go for this. And this is going to be quick. I just have about 10 minutes or so. What's going on, guys? Wealth Watchman, how you doing? Good to have you in here with me. So, guys, I'm going to read a little bit of this here. This is going to be very quick. Lock in profits. One of the most common and frustrating mistakes traders make is failing to lock in profits. It's all well and good to be up 35% on a trade, but it's only virtual money until you do something to ensure that it's yours. And that's basically what my story was from 2017. I saw all that virtual money go up and then just back down. Remember the story of Mr. Loser? He watched his stocks go up initially, failed to take profits, and then watched them go back down, down, and down until he actually lost money on what had been a profitable position. There's no reason this has to happen. It'll happen, though, if you have no plan and no strategy for locking in profits. So the number one thing that has helped me is trailing stop losses. And guys, if you're in a profit and you're riding it up, if you get stopped out, so what? Look for another great opportunity. That's what I'm going to tell you guys. You have to look at this market. The best thing we can do, we don't know what's going to happen behind the scenes. We have to basically look at price action. And that's where technical analysis is going to help you the most. And I was studying a ton last night, and there's a few different things that I came across that I want to share with you guys today. It's not the best news in the world, but it's something that we need to look at and pay attention to. Okay, so let's dig into this here. I'm going to get to the charts. All right, so what we're looking at here and what the books were talking about was whenever a major macro bull market's coming to an end, many times, guys, once you see the 50 moving average, which is in pink here, okay? And also, guys, smash up that like button if you want me to do this from time to time, okay? So I really appreciate it. It helps us out. But what you'll notice, I'm going to take away this yellow bar here. And what they were talking about was if it's on heavy volume, when you break down through that, many times that's early investors taking their profit. They're done with the market for the time being. So what you can see is when we broke down through this here, we had a long wick, but eventually we just continued to fall. That candle right there was on about twice average volume, heavy volume, right? And they said that's basically the number one warning shot. The second warning shot that you're having here, so let's remove this one. And they said this is basically the big daddy. And I was going through article after article, and they said, guys, this is how it works here, okay? Because the guys who are accumulating, they don't want to give back all the profits that they've made. Now, what you'll see here with this 200, when we broke down through it and we had this candle close, take a look at the volume. The most extreme volume that we've had was when we broke down through that. Okay. And what they were basically talking about was those are when the big whales, they're taking their profits first initially at the 50 moving average. And they're basically saying, okay, I'm going to at least take half off because I don't want to give this back. And they're going to give it potentially a little bit more time if they do have any left. And then what they're going to do is once it drops through that 200, that's basically where they're taking their profits. Okay. I've talked about it for the longest time. And people seem to not think moving averages work for support and resistance and trend following. But guys, take a look at this here. When we fell through on the heaviest volume that we had, right? Since then, we back tested the 200. And people say it's not important. Look to the wick right here. Do you see that? And then we got rejected and we fell again. And now we've basically been trading, if we take a look at the date range, And I'm going to come back for more questions here, guys. I just wanted to throw a couple things at you here. So basically the date range, we're looking at about 39 days that we've been trading below the 200-day moving average. And typically that's what they were talking about in all the books is if you're in a bull market, you're trading up above that on the 1-day time frame we're in right now. Okay. Once you drop below that and you can't regain that, that's when guys are looking to open short positions off that. So you're basically reversing this. I want to reverse something for you. Okay. So if we zoom out here and we take a look, number one, we've had lower high and a lower high, lower low and a lower low. But what would people be telling me if we did this here? Okay. So let's flip it on its head. Right? What would people be saying right now? A big rounded bottom, right, guys? And now we've been consolidating sideways before another push to the upside potentially, right? And that push to the upside, okay, if we flip it back, that puts us back around almost $24,000, right, in this range. If we do lose this here, guys, I'm just putting the technical analysis out there for you, the price action. And right now it's dangerous. If you just say you hadn't been in crypto, someone came to me and said, hey, should I open up a long position right now? The honest answer I would give them is, yeah, there could be manipulation and a whale could pump it up 20% tomorrow. That can happen. But in terms of looking at the technical analysis that we're looking at right now, I would tell them absolutely not. I would tell them to wait until we're trading back up above that 200 moving average, having daily candle closes above it, finding support on it. Okay, we've been ranging now between $31,000 and that $40,000, and we haven't been able to get over top of 40,000. And you take a look here, look at all the resistance that we have to fight against. So if you're opening a trade here, you got to get up through the 20 EMA. You have to get up through the 50, the 200, the 100. And here's another one that people aren't probably paying much attention to that I like to pay attention to. We're trading below the 250-day moving average. Research this, guys, the 250-day moving average right here in yellow. So besides some random whale pump, when you're looking at this here, there's many people in this market who are probably speculating more to the short side that we could continue in a downtrend. Me personally, I'm not shorting Bitcoin. I don't want to short Bitcoin because what I talked to you about, those 30% pumps that can come out of nowhere when they don't make sense. I don't want to short Bitcoin. But I'm in cash right now in my trading account, patiently waiting for a great opportunity. And we haven't necessarily seen that yet. Okay. And guys, I'm going to come back and talk to you a little bit here. And I want to know your opinion down low. What you think's going on. And this is for trading, guys. How I talked to you before. I'm trading this market. I'm swing trading this market is what I'm looking to do. And also, I have no problem with having a long-term hodl position. Have hodl positions, anti-FOMO positions. But what I'm saying is, guys, if you haven't, gotten into this market or you're just getting into this market, when you're looking at this here with all these moving averages crashing down on price action, why do you want to swim against the current, right? And then let me know, guys, because we did a poll here, and this is how split this market is. Basically, I did a poll last night, and about 1,000 people participated, and it's almost 50-50 in terms of will we see 20,000 first or will we see 40,000 first. So if you think we'd see 20,000, just put 20,000. If you think we're going to see 40,000, put 40,000. And guys, one thing I am doing right now, and this is just how I've actually made some decent profits from the point we're at now. I don't think it's going to happen, but I have limit buy orders because I said I have cash, right, in the trading account because I wanted more stability when I took my profits. I have buy orders down about 45 to 50% right now in case we have just a massive flash crash. I would love to be able to buy some of those and have it get sucked up because these wicks can be 20, 30%. And that's where I've actually done pretty well are these limit buy orders that you put really low and you can catch some of these long wicks and you wake up and you're in a great profit. And guys, I have no problem with people just holding because I do believe in cryptocurrency. Absolutely. And if you want to keep dollar cost averaging, you know what I'm saying? And just to tell you where some of my position was in my trading account, I was trading Ethereum pretty heavy, and I was selling out at $4,000. It went up to like 4,400. I took my profit at 4,000. I have not been back in the market since I sold at $4,000 for Ethereum, and I'm still patiently waiting. It's driving me nuts. My wife's actually said a couple times, she's like, "Man, this market needs to get moving in one way or another, because you really can't do anything. This is not a safe area right now that we're in." It's basically almost like you're standing with a cliff behind you, and you're standing there and you're just waiting to see if you're going to be able to step forward, or if you're going to get pushed off that thing and we're going to have a dump down to $24,000 to $20,000. Right. Wealth Watchman. That's exactly right. Because we tested that 40,000 right up there at that 200 moving average, and we saw a rejection off it. So you guys thinking like August, but yeah, I mean, it's just a very tough spot. Anyone who says they know what's going to happen, guys, I'm not cocky enough to say I know what's going to happen. All I know is I'm seeing warning signs here. And for me, I would rather be cautious in this area and just sit back, wait to find direction, wait to find a true trend, and then ride that. I want to cut out 70 to 80% of the trend. People can have the bottom, they can have the top. That's where many people lose money, is at the bottom eighth and the top eighth. That's what Jesse Livermore, it's one of his quotes. Most people lose the most amount of money at the bottom eighth of markets and at the top eighth of markets. I want to get that big chunk. And one thing about the Wyckoff, guys, I'm all about studying everything. I didn't get too much into that because I'm basically just looking at price action day by day. And if a lot of people are talking about that, it's just not really my thing. I like to look at price action, support, resistance, volume is a really big thing for me, along with the relative strength. If I see we're on the daily time frame and there's a bearish candlestick pattern at resistance and the relative strengths in the 80s or 90s, put in that stop loss, guys, trailing stop loss. Learn about them, study about them. You can learn anything, and that's how I've done it. Good old Livermore, that's right. And exactly, if you're just looking at the price action on the one-day time frame, it's saying down. There's a greater percent chance that we would go to the downside than the upside. But this is cryptos, guys. I've woken up and seen things that I never thought I'd see before. And I guess one thing also, when we're looking at the price action here and everything, I was expecting a little bit bigger of a bounce than what we got when we crashed, basically from almost $60,000 down to 30,000. I thought we were going to get back up. I have an alert right now at 47,000, 48,000. I thought that was going to be the area that we'd at least bounce up to and then see what was going to happen, if that was going to be our lower high. And our lower high was basically set at 40,000. So I like to use basically Coinbase Pro. I don't really trust many sites, guys. And I don't like Coinbase Pro, just to be honest with you. That's why I don't put links and everything out there for people, because for Coinbase Pro, I've had glitches when I'm trying to get in and out and they won't let you in. I've had all types of problems. But it's the only one that's basically accredited in case something happens. So I'm just reading some of the comments here. And yes, it is very hard to set stop losses for crypto. So basically here, guys, here's something I'll tell you. So when I'm winning in a trade and I'm in a good position and it's moving up, that's when, and I'm in a good profit, that's when I'll use the trailing stop losses. But if I'm just entering a position, say right now, which I'm not, but if I was getting in right now, I would not have a hard stop on it. I would be watching the price action. And if it went past a certain level to the downside, then I'm out. And you have to learn how to cut your losses. Guys, trading's about cutting losses, I promise. And a lot of people, they can make a lot of money, but they can't keep it. And let me know if you've had that experience, if you've basically made a lot of money in this space in your trading account or whatever, but you haven't been able to necessarily keep that amount of money because you haven't necessarily cut losses as quick as you should. And this is my thing, guys. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the tip. And guys, yeah, I mean, I've been through the entire almost 2017 major run up. I've been through the bear market. And one thing I always told myself was I was going to buy once we got up above the 200-day moving average, which I did. And once we dropped below it, that's when I was going to be out and I was going to reevaluate everything. And I actually got out a little bit sooner and a little bit better profit just because of price action, kind of seeing those levels right up top. And yes, Ethereum and Bitcoin, which I'm almost really only looking at Bitcoin right now because I'm looking for the most liquidity. But ETH as well because of the moves that it can make. Yep. But all the rest of the altcoins, I'm not concerned with them right now. Longer term holds and stuff, just don't even look at them, guys. You're going to torture yourself if you're looking at your portfolio 20 or more times a day. You just don't want to do that. Yeah, if you guys Google Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, I believe right now it is in the fear. Last time I looked at, I think it was around like 21 or 24. Tall dude, I agree. And did you guys take any profits? I mean, did you guys have some winning trades, some things that helped your life out? I would love to hear that. That's always interesting. And also let me know if you guys look at level 2, like on Coinbase Pro, if you're actually looking at the order book, because looking at the order book can always help you. Okay, and I'm going to go back just to Bitcoin real quick here. And we're going to go through the time frames now. Okay, so this is going to be on the 1-day time frame. We're just going to work our way down to the hour. I'll come back, look at a few more questions, and then we'll end this, guys. I don't want to take too much of your time here on a Saturday. I'm actually going to try to do a little bit of fishing later, which I'm excited about doing that. All right, so on the 12-hour time frame here, guys, still right here. So even take a look here. So if that was our high, lower high, lower high, hoping this isn't our lower high, right? Because if we get pushed down again, little bounce back up in this area, and that's how it works, guys. But still below the 20, the 50, 100, 200, and 250 on the moving averages. So the trend on the 12-hour time frame is down. And we're just going to look at the trend here, look at the river. And guys, I want you to learn as much of this as you can. I really want you to take it for the rest of your life and use it, because you can use it in any market. It could be in grains, it could be, you could trade anything that you would like if you can learn this technical analysis. So on the 8-hour time frame here, trend's still down 20, 50, 100, 200, 250. Take a look at the 4. Guys, even on the 4-hour time frame now, we're trading below all of them. Same deal. And then into the 1 hour, because that's how things have to change. It'll have to happen on the 1 hour, get up above the 20, then the 50, then the 100, 200, 250. But even right now on the 1 hour time frame, they're all down right now. Okay. So I'm just not going to be the guy who says, hey, you got to buy now. You got to buy now. I don't want you to do that in terms of, getting wrecked. This is a really tough spot. I would look for a much better opportunity and just be patient. Thank you, tall dude. I appreciate that. Guys, thank you. And then also, yes, if we break 30,000, Watchman, yep, it'll be new resistance. And that's something that we have to break up through, because guys, any support that we had that we break down through, it's now going to be turned into overhead resistance. And we're going to have to try to get up through that. So that's why each level you lose, it becomes more important, because now you have to have buying pressure to push back up through that. Okay, I appreciate it. All thumbs up, guys. Awesome. And you all doing anything tonight? Like I said, I'm going to try to do a little bass fishing. That's something I like to do. Mini bikes, guys, 4-wheelers, bass fishing, all that type of stuff. Get outside away from the charts when you can, especially if you're able to. And also, guys, one thing that I've kind of kept myself away from that in 2017, I did more. I was watching a lot of YouTubers in 2017. Now I really don't watch that many because I don't want to hear other influence. I just really want to look at the price action. Basically, I don't want to get into the hype. Yeah, and Kenneth, that's a tough one. You know how you said if you're all in, would it be good just to hold? You know, that's where what's your entry points. There's all different types of stuff, you know, and what's your risk tolerance, what's your position size, you know, there's just so much that goes into that. And that's why I don't tell people ever when to buy or sell. I'm just trying to point out support, resistance, what the trend is, what the volume's looking like, and kind of just lay that out there for you. It's basically almost like being a weatherman, guys. I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but when I see storm clouds rolling in and everything, I'm going to warn you of that. And then if the storm doesn't come, it is what it is. You are prepared. Then you can get it in at another great spot, another opportunity. There you go. Grandparents' anniversary party. And what I first started studying was Japanese candlesticks. The Japanese candlestick charting book. Guys, that one helped so much. And then from candlesticks, it kind of got into support, resistance, just all the price action stuff. And see, like how people go, hey, Litecoin's going to $800 in a week. Guys, when I first got in, I believed that type of stuff, okay? I was the moon boy. But I've definitely learned my lesson over 4 years. And that's type of stuff, because if someone's saying, oh, it's going to be $800 next week or whatever, do you understand how much volume is going to have to come into that to be able to fill that supply that's out there? I'll go and camp and awesome. And also there's a great feeling too sometimes when you've taken a profit and you're able to sit in a stable coin or cash, and now you get to be, or you get to pick the timing that you get to go back in. You're not at the mercy of the market then. Look at that one, sold all your Litecoin at 400. Congratulations. And look how much more you would be able to buy now, even if you wanted to rebuy. But wait for a great opportunity off support, bullish candlestick pattern, heavy volume, RSI, you know, low, where it's not up in the 70s, 80s. My targets, if we do break through 30,000, I'm looking at 24,000 first, and then it's going to be around 20,000, our previous all-time high. And here's a story for you guys, if you like story time here. So my brother-in-law, he got into Dogecoin and all that, and all his buddies at his work, they were talking about basically saying they'll become millionaires and trading Dogecoin. It's going to $5, $10, this and that. And look where it's at now. I mean, there are crazy people out there who do so much leverage trading, which I do not do in the cryptocurrency space, guys. I'm not a leverage trader. As of right now, I'm still trying to learn all this stuff. I consider myself just moving out of the beginner stage into the intermediate term stage of trading. And I'm trying to learn as much as I can before I do any margin trading. Let me know if you do any margin trading or leverage trading. And if you do that, I would stick to something along the lines of like maybe 2x, 3x. The people who are doing that 50x and all that, guys, that is just wild stuff. Amen, Watchman. Yep. And I hope to get back to altcoins once Bitcoin figures itself out, guys. So with that, I just want to say God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful weekend. If you like me doing this, let me know down low, and we'll do this from time to time. All right, guys, take care.